Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all over the world, you already know. My name is Ali Madawi. I go by your strategic partner. We are in the ME studios, and this is the ME show. I am super excited, happy, and cannot hide it because today I have a special guest for you. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know this face. We've done so many things together, literally since early 2012. He's been a mentor. He's been a friend. He's been somebody that is full of wisdom, that has guided my career in many different occasions, collaborated in so many different opportunities, products, services, and he keeps on literally recreating himself, adding value to the marketplace. And I am selfishly excited because I have him in the building today. He goes by the name of Bob Doran. He's an entrepreneur. He's an innovator. He is somebody who is a disruptor as well. And I genuinely believe that this man does not age because I've known him since I've met him, and he looks exactly like he looks right now. He's got a secret going on, and we're going to talk about it as well. So please do me a huge favor and give an incredible virtual welcome to the one and only Bobby D, a.k.a. Bob Doran. What's going on, my man?
How you doing, Ali?
Good to living.
Great to be on here. Thanks for having me on your podcast.
Yes.
This is awesome.
Yes, we talked about this for a while, and it is now officially happening. So I want to get right into it because my time is limited. And boy, I promise you, the viewer, you're going to want to take notes. If you're driving, please listen to it again, watch it again later on, and you can take as many notes as you want. But if you have the ability to take notes, I highly recommend that you do so. The very first thing that I want you to do is write this down. Fundit&Scale.com. Fundit&Scale.com, because everything that I'm going to share with you today is going to educate you how you can give your business the boost that you need. Or if you are starting in the business space, there are opportunities. I do know one thing for a fact, and Bob, I'm sure you would agree with me. The last 4 to 8 years have been not only confusing for a lot of people, divisive for a lot of people, but in a business sense and economical sense, it's been painful for a lot of people. And you need a little breather. Well, here is the answer to your call. So, Mr. Doran, what you been up to, my guy?
It's been a long time coming, but I'm so glad to be here, Ali. Been doing a lot. You know, my my family's growing.
Thank
I know
God.
yours is too.
Yes.
Beautiful family. It's great to see him grown over the years. Just had our second grandbaby, just a couple months ago. So
God bless.
yeah,
Junior is busy.
Junior's busy. Yes, he is.
I miss his YouTube videos, the muted YouTube videos with all the fun gadgets and all the creative stuff that he's doing.
I think he did one a couple months ago, so you have to check it out.
Maybe we'll put it in the caption and the copy as well for everybody to check out. So let's give some people a little bit of context. I've had the opportunity to meet you in North American Power back in late 2011, early 2012, where my life was changed forever. I was stuck in deep into traditional businesses and working the 90 hours a week thinking that that's the way to go. And then you come into my life along with Kevin and many other human beings who have showed me that there are alternatives. The idea of making money online, the idea of working from home. And that was a great run, for 3 to 4 years. Then we evolved into health and wellness. Not necessarily that it was our choice. The company sold, and that's okay. Then we evolved into multiple other things to kind of went into a little bit of a business crisis. Like, do we do network marketing? Do we do solar? Do we build our own infrastructure? Do we go back to real estate? And it evolved to you partnered up with a gentleman and put a company together that really disrupted in the health and wellness in the med tech space. And here we are now. Mm-hmm. So give me any pieces of that the world needs to know, because you've never struggled, right? You've never had any issues or challenges. You've been rich since you woke up. You were like, mama, and money just started hitting your face. That's at least what people think. Talk to me about the journey.
Born without a father, so didn't have the rich daddy.
So let's talk about that journey itself of entrepreneurship. I know, you've done a lot, and you failed and succeeded and failed and succeeded, and you figured it out, thank God. But tell us a little bit about that journey and how it started and how you got here.
That roller coaster.
Yeah.
Strap in. It was a fun.
Please buckle up, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I think, Ali, it really started, my entrepreneurial kind of bug, if you will, started when I was young, because I didn't have a father, and being the oldest in the Italian household growing up, I kind of felt like I had to be a provider for mom because she was working like 2 jobs, raising 3 of us on her own. Right. My father he died on the job.
Were you born in Morocco? My God, I can't relate.
No, I know your story. It's not even an ounce close to what you went through, my friend. That's woo. But yeah, so I got out there right out of school.
Yeah.
And I got into the real estate business. I bought my first property at 18 years old.
Which you still have.
I still have it. Conshohocken, PA.
God bless.
And went from an old steel town to a really sought after town now. So luckily it really has done well. But I bought that first property and, I didn't have any money. So what did I do? I got creative. I went out of the box. Actually, did you ever see them late night shows on how to invest in real estate?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I watched one of those and it said, grab some credit cards and put them together and buy property. That's what I did.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's done.
Wow. I actually did not know that detail. So
yeah.
Did you have somebody mentoring you through that early stage of business development for you, or it's like fail your way forward?
Exactly. Fail your way forward, watching, listening to. Now you can listen to podcasts on people that have been there and done it. Back then, it was
preferably the ME Show.
There you go.
On Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon. We are everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, back to that was a nice layup for me. I appreciate that.
There you go.
So I do have to dig into the no mentorship piece. Was there at any point this idea of business identity crisis where you didn't know what to do and you were just kind of doing everything? Or were you disciplined enough to say, I'm just going to stick with this real estate thing until it hits its peak, and then you get into the magazine, which I really would like to hear that story as well?
Yeah, listen, there's no clear-cut road. I didn't have any roadmap, if you will. But I did the real estate business. I've always done it, but I did it full time, like full bore, for 10 years. And I think it was late 80s. Interest rates went up near 18%. So you know what that can do to a mortgage payment. So that business kind of just shut
crazy.
down.
I mean, that's probably still the highest in record, right? Because I don't think
in my lifetime. Well, I think in many lifetimes.
And I was going to say,
let's hope it never happens again.
I've been in the States since 2002, and I think the highest it ever gotten was 9%. So
it's
18%. That's crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was totally decimated. The only people that were selling were people retiring to Florida that can hold the note, and people could buy it at a decent interest rate.
Interesting.
But anyway, that business chopped me up and spit me out. I didn't have a big reserve. I had a lot of real estate, but that didn't pay.
It sounds good until the interest rate hit 18%.
Yeah, you got a lot of equity, but that doesn't pay that big monthly bill, the monthly nut that you have, right? So I needed cash flow. I got into the advertising business, believe it or not. And then I kind of saw in that a niche, the people buying the biggest ads and paying on time, which is important, were people in the home remodeling, home fix-up space. So I came home one day and told my wife, I said, hey, we're going to start a magazine, a home kind of related, fix up your home magazine. And I think we're going to call it House and Home Magazine. And she looked at me with this, what the, do you know about running a magazine, right? And I'm like,
didn't we just have this issue with real estate? Now you want to do something you don't know anything about? Yeah.
So I said, listen, I know how to sell the ads for it. That's the hard part. The rest we can figure out. And we did. And we started that. And we were blessed. It took off. We started that in 99, ran it for a dozen years. And because of the energy business that we got involved, that came to me a couple years before we sold the magazine, that took off. And that was a much funner business. And much more lucrative.
To travel and meet a lot of people and
So I sold the magazine business. The magazine business wasn't the same after the big crash of 2008.
The timing was right to exit anyways. Yeah,
I know you had some things go on in 2008.
Hurricane Sandy kicked our butts a little bit. Yeah,
that along with everything else, and so that's what led me into that energy business, and then nice rounded. And
So we go from the figuring it out, real estate, magazine business, energy business, and then you did everything to stay in the home base arena because of we kind of got the little bug. Like I tasted it. Like I want to travel and enjoy my life and get these residuals.
Yeah, very nice.
What do you think had changed from back then to now in the home base business arena and that lifestyle that everybody wants?
It just seems like the generations, the last couple generations, there's that stigma with the home-based business, and it's not really deserved. The couple bad actors, I think, can ruin it for everybody out there in the space. The greedy ones, instead of the mindset of let me help enough people get what they want in life, and I don't have to worry about my needs.
The very same thing we say from stage. Like, everybody gets on stage. Like, if I just help enough people get what they want,
the old saying. Right?
Everybody's quoting Zig, but so living by it.
It's so real because you get the people that think the opposite, and they get greedy and they want to take shortcuts and kind of scam it out. That gave that business a really bad name, unfortunately. Yeah, because the model is fantastic, and we've seen so many people be very successful in it.
Some people I'm one of them. I'm from a third world country coming in as Ali the busboy and trying to figure out life, and all of a sudden,
but you had it pretty easy growing up.
Yes. I wish everybody the same trials to make sure you get to where I am right now. But
age is strong.
So you even attempted or gave it a shot to do the corporate side of things, where you are now the creator of a model that had an affiliate model and network marketing model. And even that had seen its challenges because of inflation, because of market conditions and whatnot.
Polar vortexes.
A little bit of that. Yeah. So if you were to kind of look at where you started in business, however many years ago, because you look like you're 37 forever. I call it 30 sexy. 30 sexy. Once you turn 36, you don't count it anymore.
Love this guy.
God bless. Pickleball right here, the master.
Watch out.
He was coming here with a challenge, and I was like, not today, buddy. Not today. We're not doing this. You're in my house. You don't come here and talk about pickleball in my house.
Yeah. He saw a video of me playing.
He's he's good. So from back then until right now, what do you think had changed the most in business overall from a mindset perspective? I'll tell you from my vantage point, I fear that social media has diluted the idea of entrepreneurship, where everybody thinks as long as I have a Zoom, a phone, and a little bit of social media, I can call myself an entrepreneur. There's a lot more that goes into that. So what from your vantage point, what changed, or what do we have to get back to?
I really think a lot of people now think they see the success on social media and they think it can just happen overnight for them. They don't realize the hard work that you got to put in, the sweat, the tears. And for example, in the real estate business, which I've always done since I've been 18, I'm still buying and flipping and, looking for multifamilies and things like that. There's a lot that goes into that, a lot of management things that have to be done. So like to some people that would be a full-time job, but to me, that's just like a little thing I can do on the side, a little side hustle thing, and let me focus on my core business, right? Fundit&Scale and grow that business. But I think people today, they see this overnight success, and most people aren't overnight success. They see that. They don't see the struggles that lead up to that.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you. And the Hot Tua girl.
Yeah.
She
is she still famous?
She is. Still? Like $7 million so far that she's made this year.
Wow.
Yeah. So, marketing deals and whatnot. And they asked her, and she said she tried singing since she was just like in elementary school. She tried acting. She auditioned in many different areas, and she already gave up. Like it was like, I'm not doing this anymore. And then that little snippet,
thing changed her life.
That little thing got her all over the map, and then that love of acting and singing came back again. And all of a sudden, she's on stages.
But that's a rarity.
But that's what I'm trying to get at. People see like, oh my God, the hot tour girls, like she's paying for, like you didn't see the cries and the giving up and my life is over and the love of acting and singing is done and I'm never going to be able to do this ever again.
She had a rough family life.
Oh, she did.
I mean, like
she
mom's
did.
on all kinds of.
And you got to love her. If you follow her, she's got some funny stuff out there as well. But I couldn't agree with you more. I beg of you, the viewer and the listener, understand. It takes an average, traditional business or not, and like consistently every single day, a year and a half before you can say, I'm actually making some money. This is why network marketing is good for most people. So you don't have to deal about the overhead and all the headaches of building a business. But even that requires a sense of longevity from phase to phase to phase, right? You're starting and have no idea what you're doing. You're starting a little bit consistently and trying to figure it out. You fail in the desert storm and then hopefully you get a little breakthrough and you figure some things out. So I can agree with you.
And start something like that as a side hustle.
100%.
So keep your main gig. You got to pay the bills, especially if you have a family. You got to take care of them first and then start as a side hustle. Cut out an hour of social media or TV, cut that stuff out and phase in that side hustle. And hopefully it turns into your main gig.
And it'll be the best business school you'll ever have to. Like the best way to learn something to do it. I know for me, I had traditional businesses, but I, again, was figuring it out. I'm thinking, I'm like, I got a store. That's it. I'm a business owner. I got this, and everybody's like, this kid's got it all figured out. And we did okay. But I think network marketing taught me people skills. It taught me dealing with humans who are going to upset you and piss you off and treat you like dirt sometimes. And you got to build that thick skin. It taught me what a good leader is and definitely what a bad leader can be, So I'm forever grateful for it. But do it right or don't do it at all. And do not quit your job. Just stick with it. Do the side hustle like Mr. Doran has already mentioned. All right, we're going to take a little break. After we come back, we're going to deal about how we're going to get some money into your pockets so you can give that boost to the business that you have right now. So stick with us. We got Bob Doran in the building. We'll be right back.
Entrepreneurs, real estate investors, and business owners. Imagine securing between $50,000 and $250,000 in funding at 0% interest within the next 4 weeks. And use that capital to start, grow, or invest into your dream business with no financial documentation. I'm Bob Doran. In the last year, my partners and I have helped hundreds of people unlock funding, all without having to provide financial documentation, collateral, or down payment. Imagine being able to kickstart your business all without having to risk your own savings account with just a 680 or better credit score. We can get you the capital you need and guide you every step of the way, whether you're launching a business or expanding on your investments. We're here to guide you every step of the way to make your financial goals come true.
Yes, you gotta go to Fundit&Scale.com. Hey, how handsome was that guy, right? Ladies, fall back. He is taken, all right? Okay, let's get into Fundit&Scale.com. This is innovative. This is new, exciting. And what I appreciate about it is it still is aligned with your core values of helping other individuals. You're just doing it now in a different way.
Right.
Talk to us about Fundit&Scale, Scale.com.
Yeah, Fundit&Scale.com, going back, it's so cool to become in full circle with Fundit&Scale because I've always been in the real estate business. I think I already mentioned, bought the first property at 18. And basically, this is how I did it. The same strategy that we use. My favorite business funding source is business capital stacking. That's what we specialize at Fundit&Scale. And we can help brand new businesses, seasoned businesses, real estate investors, online businesses, trucking companies, HVAC companies. It's just and my favorite part is helping the new businesses.
Yeah.
I just take much pleasure.
And I think removing that financial pressure definitely allows your mindset to be clear. And, especially if you have somebody to kind of guide you on how to spend your money the proper way, you could really, really do. The number one, most businesses fail miserably is cash flow.
Yeah,
it really is. You don't have money for a reserve. You don't have money for a flat tire. And, so let's talk about how. Because a lot of times we don't know what we don't know, but how is it possible that somebody whether they are already in business or brand new in any different niche, can use Fundit&Scale.com to get like, is it like your traditional apply with a 650 credit? Is it LLC? Give us a little bit of different variations of availability of the options for our listeners.
Yeah, great. So what we like to do is we want to work with people that have a good personal credit score, and we will help them get funding anywhere from $50,000 to $200,000. And here's the beautiful part: no documentation, no financial information, no long, coming in, filling out all this stuff. None of that. We have a 30-second survey form that you fill out, and we will pre-qualify you to get the funding. So that's basically it.
So the question that everybody's going to have is, how are you doing this with no, usually the uneducated is thinking that I need to give you my tax records, I give you, my W-2s, I got to give you pay stubs, I got to, give you my social and give away a child.
Yep. That's
for me
traditional.
To qualify for $500.
Yeah.
So how are you doing this with no documentation?
Yeah, and that's traditional. I mean, you walk into Wells Fargo Bank and tell them you want $200,000. They're going to want all that information that you mentioned. Or they're going to want, the merit badges you got when you were, in the Boy Scouts.
Yeah. So
the way this works is as lenders out there, and you get the offers all the time. The 0%. Credit card offers, Amex comes to you. And so you have all these offers that come out there, and we found a way with Fundit&Scale, and we've been actually working on this, our team, for over 13 years, that we can have a process, a strategy. It's done strategically, where you can stack, that's why we call it business capital stacking, these offers and get from $50,000 to $200,000, where the average person, if they do it themselves, would get a fraction of that. So that's in a nutshell.
So the follow-up question to that, if I may ask, is why isn't a Wells Fargo and all these big institutions doing something that is helpful and, quite honestly, a better path to most people?
Yeah, well, they're part of the solution here, because they're one of the banks that we do use. It's just not done in a systematic way that we've kind of found a magic sauce. So we combine these lenders, these bankers out there, in a strategic way to maximize the offers that they're putting out there for everybody.
Interesting.
So the money's out there. You just kind of learn how to kind of work it, massage it for your to maximize the funding for your business.
So my follow-up to that is there a minimum of what I could apply for, maximum, or is there some standards? Does it matter?
Great question. And again, if you go to fundit&scale.com, fill out the short survey, we'll let you know in about 24 hours what range you're going to qualify for, and we can set up a quick strategy call and go over that with you.
Beautiful. And whether I need equipment or whether I just need cash flow for a service-based company, you can help.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Expansion. Like I said, real estate. We love doing real estate.
Plastic surgery.
Yeah. Let's keep it business related. Business related only. Expenses.
Hey, I am the business.
You're saying to
you know
what? Maybe for
I need
your
to look
business,
like I need to look like Bob.
That could be a business expense for a podcast.
There you go.
Keep the face, but I don't think you need that. I think you're in good shape.
You're too kind. One thing that piques my interest is the real estate side of this.
Yeah.
I need to know, because I know there's a lot of people
you're into real estate
that want to get into real estate and want to fund their real estate operations. They want to be real estate investors.
Yeah.
Educate us, please.
Yeah. And the beautiful thing about real estate is we set up these credit lines, and you're able to access that for not only down payment. So we have a method for that you can pull, instead of going out and getting cash advances, which is crazy, crazy expensive.
This is specifically for business real estate, right?
business real estate,
okay.
not
like investment.
No homeowners. That's a different ball game. This is strictly, single family home, duplexes, multifamilies, things of that nature. Commercial, mixed use. We do all that, but you can go out and get not only the down payment, but the rehab money. People that buy Airbnbs use this very successfully. And, we have people in the real estate business that love this so much that they actually open up other businesses and do the same
to get multiple units and
utilizing their strong personal credit to build the business credit. And we've had people stack
so
hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy real estate.
Rich and I, our CPO, shout out to Rich, he's behind the camera on the other side. Let's say
working the magic back there.
Yeah, he absolutely is. And ladies, relax. He is taken too. Every time they see him, they're like, "Oh my God, Rich!" I gotta ask. So, if we start an LLC tomorrow, S corp, whatever, and we want to initiate a possible loan for a property, what's the process? I mean, obviously, there needs to be some sort of credit established for that new LLC, or.
Great question. And that's the beautiful thing about business GAAP. That's why it's my favorite. I mean, we do business term loans and, there's all kinds of different funding that you can get for your business. But business capital stacking by far is my favorite. So if you're a brand new LLC, just starting out, 1 day old, we can work with you on that. Just so your personal credit score is hovering about 700 or better. Even if you don't have a good credit score, we can still work with you because we have liaisons that can work with you and
clean up certain things and get you ready.
Where you need to be. And then, 6 months from now, we can put together a nice program for you.
Yeah. But the good thing about what you just mentioned right now, which I do appreciate, a lot of time people discount or just completely say, well, my credit is not good enough, and they just walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you take the proper steps right now, in 6 months from now, you will be where you need to be. But if you have that mindset and that attitude of like, well, I probably won't qualify, then you're right. Like, what is the alternative? You're going to stay where you are right now anyways. And with all the respect, in the United States, it sucks to have bad credit. Like, you're going to need it somehow, some way. And the smart people use cash and credit. They don't just say, I'm just going to use credit or I'm just going to use cash. Would you agree on that?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think when the richest man in the world just bought a certain platform, he got other people.
Oh, yeah.
What's it called? OPM? Other people's
money? Other people money. Yeah. No, 100%. $220 billion net worth. And he still went to people and said, I need your money. Right. And what I love about that whole transaction, this is fascinating how this is why I love America, because you cannot do this stuff anywhere else in the world. In America, it's like, hey, I don't have any cash because it's all tied to shares. But I'm going to take out cash against those shares so I can buy this company for $43 billion. You want me to pay taxes? I never liquidated it because it's all in shares. Like, but you just bought $43 billion. Mm-hmm. It's fascinating. I love it. All right. So who would you say the ideal client avatar for Fundit&Scale.com?
Any business out there that has an LLC, whether, as we just discussed, a day old or seasoned, needs expansion money, real estate investors looking to buy more property. You have a deal coming up. It's better to get pre-qualified now, get it set up and ready to pounce on that next deal. Any business out there that really wants to grow and sky. And I think for most businesses out there, having extra capital, no matter where they're at in their growth cycle, can help them grow even more. Yeah. So I think any business out there would be a candidate for business capital stacking.
I would love, while I have you in here, to ask and if you allow me a little bit of skepticism, right? There's, especially if you're on social media, whether it's TikTok, Snap, Instagram, even Facebook, and you're scrolling and it's unlimited amount of sponsor ads of everybody, claiming to be the messiah of funding, right?
Right.
And the challenging part is, and I learned because I have a client of ours who is in the funding space, and his whole model, he recruits subcontractors, 1099, employees, and he would literally create a replicated website, making them their own brand of Fundit, and they're just promoting left and right as if they are the company.
Right.
But they never, ever, I mean, their credit is terrible than terrible. So how do you decipher the noise and the shenanigans that are out there that's just marketing from the real?
Right.
Like,
that's
any advice that you have, please?
Because there's a lot of crap out there.
Oh my God. Right. I mean, and I made a mistake in 2021. Check this out. I was just curious, you know, I'm like, all right, let me just fill out my information just to see what I can get. And genuinely, when I say till this day, every hour there's a text message from that very same inquiry. It's like my information got sold to like a whole network, and it's non-stop emails.
Always, hate that.
And it's like subscribe, you know, stop, and it just doesn't stop. So please let us know. Like, here's what you need to know. Whether it's Fundit&Scale.com, no other option. You see how I paused right there? And the rest of the garbage that's out there. Like, how do you know the real from the have no business to be in business?
Yeah, good point. And, you know, one of the first things that you want to watch out for is anybody that charges an upfront fee. So don't work with anybody that charges an upfront fee.
Man, I never even thought about that.
Work with people that, you know, if we fund you then X amount, then, you know, then you can pay us. And you can pay us from the funding that we get you, which is the beautiful thing, right? And so that would be the first thing, is watch out for any upfront fees. They're usually the ones that are, you know,
that's the first red light.
Shoot and scoot. You don't want.
The other thing is you know, hard money loans, it usually has like a reputation, like, you know, you miss one payment, we're coming after you and taking everything from you. How do the payments work in terms of variables of options that are available? Because usually people are scared of, like, do I want to commit to something long term?
Right.
Are there real options that are available for the masses, or is it, you know, 80% interest rate and pay until you die?
Right. And that's the beautiful part. Again, that's why I say business capital stacking is my favorite funding source for businesses, because let's say you go out and most people thinking of, okay, I'll get a traditional business term loan. Okay. So you go out and you get 100,000 traditional term loan at 9%, right? You, from day one that you get that loan, you're now paying that loan. You're paying 9% interest. With business capital stacking, if you get the same 100,000, you're going to pay, and you only use 20,000, you're only going to make the minimum payment. And again, no interest, usually 0% up to 2 years. So you're usually not paying the interest. And you're only paying back $100 per $10,000 you borrow. So you're, you know, at 100,000, you're at $1,000 a month.
That's
hopefully your business, if you put 100,000 and you're making,
I was gonna say, if you're not making money with $100,000 in your business, you shouldn't be in business.
You shouldn't be in business. Period. Right. No reason to do business capital stacking.
Yes.
You can't do that.
That's like the asterisk disclaimer right down there. We're not telling you here apply and go ahead Atlantic City or Las Vegas. What we're saying is do it for the right reasons. And of course, the survey and consultant with one of the team members is going to figure out the best decisions to be made. And you help individuals to making the right decision. You don't just...
We do. No, we will tell people. I mean, even if they're questionable, our team, our lead processor is so conservative, right? Where other companies that do business capital stacking would have took them on and Well, we'll say, listen, wait 6 months, use this card for 6 months, run it up to 80% utilization, pay it off over 3 cycles, 3 months, you know, things like that. We'll tell people and give them those hints. And then, you know, let's circle back in 6 months versus other companies that'll just come in and
give me money and hopefully something will work out.
Yeah. And it's not in their best interest because they didn't maximize the amount of funding they could have got if they would have just worked that strategy for 6 months.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here. Make sure you go right now. I'm going to stop. We're going to pause, right? Pause right now. Go to Fundit&Scale.com. Yes, you can go right now. We'll freeze in here for a second. You there? Good. You see that first video is going to tell you exactly what you need to do. It's about 5 minutes. Now, after that, you're going to take that survey. Once you're done with that, one of the pros based on that calendar that you're seeing, you schedule an appointment, one of the pros are going to go and reach out to you and make sure that they help you make the right decision. We're going to take a quick break. After we come back, we're going to talk about the vision for the future of Fundit&Scale.com and, of course, the visionary himself, Bob Doran. We'll be right back.
Entrepreneurs, real estate investors, and business owners. Imagine securing between $50,000 and $250,000 in funding at 0% interest within the next 4 weeks and use that capital to start, grow, or invest into your dream business with no financial documentation. I'm Bob Doran. In the last year, my partners and I have helped hundreds of people unlock funding, all without having to provide financial documentation, collateral, or down payment. Imagine being able to kickstart your business all without having to risk your own savings account with just a 680 or better credit score. We can get you the capital you need and guide you every step of the way, whether you're launching a business or expanding on your investments. We're here to guide you every step of the way to make your financial goals come true.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you visit Fundit&Scale.com. Hey, let me tell you this. We believe so much in this concept and in the company, and of course, Mr. Doran himself, that we're willing to do something extremely special. And here's what we're going to do. For the next 20 people who go to that website that we talked about, that we showed you, and we told you exactly what to do, and schedule an appointment, meaning that you watched the first video, you did take the survey, you did schedule an appointment, we're going to give you a 4-night, 5-day, all-inclusive vacation that includes lodging, it includes unlimited eating, it includes unlimited drinking. Hopefully you're drinking responsibly. Obviously, taxes are not included. And whenever you're ready, you just book your flight and go. For the next 20 people, it is worth $3,000. It is not some timeshare, leftover presentation, sales stuff. No, we're talking about a 5-star all-inclusive resort that we're going to hook you up with for the next 20 individuals. All you got to do, Fundit&Scale.com, and then make sure that you watch that first video. Make sure that you take the survey and make sure you schedule that appointment. Video, survey, appointment, and then we're going to hook you up with 4 nights, 5 days. Now, remember, it's only for the next 20 people. All right, Mr.
5-star, baby.
All the way. We don't play. If you're not partying big, you're not partying at all.
I like it.
Okay, let's talk about the future of Fundit&Scale.com. Is this gonna essentially expand to something else? What is your vision for Fundit&Scale as a company?
Good question. We named it Fundit&Scale because in addition to the funding side, we're going to be adding in the future, not too long, actually. Everything's being put together and worked on right now with quantum leads into the business. So quantum AI.
Anytime I hear quantum, the algorithms just went crazy. Say quantum again.
This is amazing technology that can expand a local extermination company, an HVAC company, you name it, any business, the Italian restaurant. So boom, to a national business.
If I'm understanding you correctly, not only you're going to be helping a company or a business with funding, but you're also going to help them with lead generation.
Right. And they can use the funding to get into the quantum leads system.
I mean, that's like chewing food for somebody and then giving it to them. That's how amazing. That didn't sound right. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I think you get the point. We're going to mince the food and cut it into pieces and then feed it to you. That's probably the better way of saying that.
Something like that.
Rich gave me a look, man. If you see Rich's face, he's like, "What are you doing, bro?" But in any case, so that is fascinating, and I appreciate that because that's called I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. Like, not only I'm gonna put some money in your operation, but I'm also gonna help you build your business and your consumer base.
Yeah,
that's phenomenal.
We're using it now. For our business.
So how
to Fundit&Scale?
Oh, you are using it right now. So you're
the
product of the product. Exactly. You're not just talking about it. Okay. Yeah. So is this nationally, internationally, or regional?
USA.
USA.
So USA only. Yep.
Okay. That's United States.
For business capital stacking, it's US. When we get into the quantum leads, we can do that pretty much anywhere.
How long has it been since you launched Fundit&Scale so far?
Well, again, I've been doing this business since I've been 18.
Oh, so
working with real estate.
You're talking
people.
about decades of experience.
It's not like, and our team has over 13 years experience doing business capital stacking day in and day out.
Do you
now, if you add my experience, it's going to go a little bit further, but the processing team has 13 years.
As far as the economy, it has been a crap show for the last couple of years. Inflation, regardless of political, views, does the bad economy help a business to qualify? Like, do the qualifications relax, or is it pretty standard? Do you anticipate with a new term and a lot of, regardless again to political views, there's a lot of positivity that is anticipated from an economic standpoint? Do you anticipate that to boost entrepreneurship and businesses overall? Therefore, get your money now.
No, I'm very excited about the future. Very optimistic with everything. But yeah, I would always be on the safe side and say lock what you can in now. I mean, because you just don't know what the future is going to be.
No, 100%.
No matter what.
No matter who's president.
But I'm optimistic of the future. But, especially for real estate investors, lock it in now so you can,
you've been in
when that deal comes,
I was going to say, you've been in real estate for a long time now. So as far as what do you anticipate from real estate, from a sense of market conditions, from the sense of, like, I hear Grant Cardone telling everybody, sell now, sell it all now. It's going to go bad. Sell it all now.
I don't know about that.
Well, so what's your vantage point? Again, and nothing is guaranteed. We're not giving any financial advice. This is just me and you kicking it for a little bit. Yeah,
I think Grant personally is talking about single family homes. He's a big multi-family. He really loves that space. I love that space too, but I kind of feel, if you look at Europe and some of the other Western countries, real estate, it's very hard to acquire. There's just less and less land being grown. You live at the shore. Is there any more shore points coming up? Less and less, right? Yeah. It's wearing away, if anything.
It's interesting to see now also, like, the new constructions, instead of homes, it's just condos and, stacked up, buildings.
Yeah.
It's changing. But look, I'm like you. I'm optimistic. I don't know what's going to happen with the future. I do know that, again, the last couple of years have been nuts in terms of, buying and selling. And it was just a lot of, it wasn't a clear path of which direction the market is going to go. But hopefully with the new cycle, we're going to see some new things.
We're seeing the crypto market go crazy right now.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a nice bull run there.
Yeah.
You have real estate's always, the solid and proven biggest wealth maker there for any entrepreneur. It's been proven and solid. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places if you have the money to go and expand into.
Yeah. You've worked with a lot of people over the years, mentored a lot of people, and inspired and touched the lives of many people. If any of them are watching right now and have been through, the wave, the ups and downs with us, and what would you want them to hear directly from Bob? And in the sense of, here's the setup. Hey, if I've worked with you over the last however many years, here's what I want you to know. And here's my message to you for 2025.
Just, keep at it. Get rid of any negative, limited beliefs, right? Because we all get them, right? Yeah. And just kind of, be optimistic about the future. I think there's a lot to be optimistic for. And get out there and hustle, enjoy life a little bit.
Amen to that. Are we expecting a book at any point from you?
I would love to put together a book, maybe in a few years.
Yeah. I think that's a book.
When I can carve the time out.
Yeah. Well, look, AI.
I get one of those round two-its. Remember that?
Yeah. I was going to say AI can hook you up. Just
that's true. Right.
Talk to ChatGPT and literally just talk to it, just so you know, like, and for those
use that all the time.
Here's the ninja bonus for you all, for everybody who wants to write a book. And this is God's honest truth. I know a guy who's selling a book right now who just did this. He literally talks to ChatGPT every single day.
Right.
Like, he'll go and be like, okay, here's what I want you to add to my biography. And he will just give it like different parts, like, please rewrite it.
Wow.
And ChatGPT will rewrite the whole thing again, and then just leaves it as draft, and then comes back again and like, can you please add? And then he will give it just every single day, a little piece and a little piece, and like, please rewrite it. And you literally see the book and right before his eyes. Then you can just do the final little touches and final edits, and he has a book now ready in front of him. So
that's crazy.
Just a little. This is some of the good things that a lot of people have conflicted feelings on AI. AI is going to take 800 billion.
I use it every day.
You know how much it makes your life better, right?
Oh my God.
So I'm letting you know, you can use AI to have that biography. And the beautiful thing about it, you can just keep feeding it every single day. For those of you who use ChatGPT, don't use it like a Google, can you please create a script? No, you need to literally tell it, remember my name, remember my website, remember my favorite color, remember. So when you come across and you say, create a blog about my week this week, and here's what I did, it already knows everything about you, which is the scary part for everybody.
And then it builds on that. It keeps building and building and building. So, I do have a book. It's a free ebook for Fundit&Scale.
Well, if you don't know, we already put it on the description. I'm already giving me. I love you to death.
I know this guy.
As soon as I saw free, I'm like, I'm hooking my people up. So
love this guy.
Look, if there's free appetizers for me, there will be free appetizers for you. So as soon as we saw it, we already included it in.
Awesome.
But tell us a little bit about like some synopsis about the ebook. What are we expecting from that?
The ebook, it's about 30 pages, and it covers everything from A to Z that you need to know about business capital stack. Then listen, if you feel that you want to tackle it on your own, and again, I think I gave you the pluses and minuses for that. But, get the ebook, and it'll help you through the process. And then you can decide, hey, should I try this on my own, or should I go with the pros, where I know I'm going to get, the best, and maximize things, or, do you think I want to give it a run myself? So they could check out the ebook.
I like that. And is there a possibility for expansion to hiring account executives and grow in different markets?
Yeah, especially with this quantum leads.
I'm amazed by that. I'm amazed by that. Well, sir, any final remarks? Because there's always that one. I have usually one hater on social media. There's usually one, right? Like
just one.
It's just one, and and that one hater usually goes like, "Yeah, it's easy for you to say. You got a lot of money in your pocket." They're like, "Just shut up, stop it. Just listen to the full interview, if you don't mind." On camera 6 over there.
Okay.
And any final remarks for anybody that is listening and is a little bit hesitant about taking a leap and investing in themselves and in their business?
Yeah, believe in yourself, number one. And just, again, get rid of those limiting beliefs, set your goal, work on it daily, and go for it. Life is too short. You don't want to be on that deathbed and go, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Take the chances, take the risk, get out there and do it. The hardest part about getting that journey started is that first step. Just, take those first few steps, and you'll just kind of see that you're moving along, and that momentum carries you across the finish line.
Amen to that. Ladies and gentlemen, he goes by the name of Bob Doran, and he is with Fundit&Scale.com. My name is Ali Madawi, and I approve this message with 20 vacation incentives to beautiful Mexico. 4 nights, 5 days. You just got to go ahead, watch video 1, 5 minutes. Make sure that you take the survey. It's going to take you 30 seconds. And watch video 2. It's literally a minute and 45 seconds or so. And then once you schedule that appointment, congratulations, you got a vacation on your way. And guess what? He's going to hook you up. I already know for a fact, because he is the greatest to ever do it. You've inspired me. You've changed my life many, many, many times. I just want you to know that. I know we talk about it off the record, but even publicly, this man right in here in 2014 gave me the advice that turned me to be the executive that I am today. He called me and said, "Hey, man, I love what you're doing in the marketplace." At the time, we were in the energy company, and all of the team had green neon ties and black shirts. And I mean, the ladies had scarves, and it was amazing.
Your
great
team.
Movement. Yeah, it was a great movement.
Ali's team.
Ali's team, right? Like, it was a great movement everywhere, the whole country. Wherever you go, you will find us everywhere. And then I get a call, and he's like, "Hey, man, I love what you're doing, but I just want you to know, people who are not part of the color team, they feel like they're not part of the company. They feel excluded. They feel like they're not welcome. And I was like, man, I never thought about it that way. How many people feel excluded from the fund, if you will? I immediately after we hang up, called the team and I was like, hey, we're never going to wear those lime green. We are team North American Power. We're no longer team this and this and that. And everybody was shocked because, I mean, it was like we were diehard wherever
and you were dominating.
Thank God we've made noise, right? So, but immediately we make that change and you just saw everybody leadership come together. You saw everybody, like we became officially a company and I still use that mindset in everything that I'm doing where I'm looking left and right. Like, am I making somebody feel like they're outside the fund crew? And I would never want to do that to anybody. So I just want
and then after that move, the company recognized you. And all of a sudden you're on the stage all the time and you're at the big corporate event in front of thousands of people.
I ended up
winning every trip.
It was fun. Yeah. That's when
travel the world.
That's when Busboy Ali became Mr. Madawi, to say the least.
Good stuff.
Yes, but we're grateful. Thank you so much for giving us this exclusive.
Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
And we got to do it again and again and again and again. So I can't wait to get the world. And you're also going to be featured on ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC, and the CW, and all of their subsidiaries, which we cannot wait to make sure that we share that with our audience. So congratulations for everything that you've done, and you will continue.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an exclusive with the ME Show. Huge shout out to Rich Tomes behind the controls in the other side. Huge shout out to Claudia Maritza Madawi, our president, for doing everything that you're doing. Tanya, Tanika, all things marketing and editing. We appreciate you. I go by the name of Ali Madawi, your strategic partner. Until next time, peace out, everybody.
Entrepreneurs, real estate investors, and business owners. Imagine securing between $50,000 and $250,000 in funding at 0% interest within the next 4 weeks and use that capital to start, grow, or invest into your dream business with no financial documentation. I'm Bob Doran. In the last year, my partners and I have helped hundreds of people unlock funding, all without having to provide financial documentation, collateral, or down payment. Imagine being able to kickstart your business all without having to risk your own savings account with just a 680 or better credit score. We can get you the capital you need and guide you every step of the way, whether you're launching a business or expanding on your investments. We're here to guide you every step of the way to make your financial goals come true.